Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here and I welcome you all to a very important video which is not just about gold, it's about e-gold, digital gold and gold ETFs. I'm sure many of you know about the recent rally in gold and many of you may also know about the 10 to 11% price correction. But today's video answers more questions around digital gold and gold ETFs like what? Like number 1, rise and reasons behind the rise of e-gold. SEBI's caution note on digital gold, charges involved in buying digital gold, and gold ETFs versus e gold, which is better. So, the video is going to be extremely informative, so keep on watching the video till the end. In trading, it's not about whether you are right or wrong on a single trade. What really matters is how much did you gain when you were right and how much did you lose when you were wrong. Well, that balance comes from knowledge, discipline, and understanding the market. And that's what exactly we teach in our stock market courses. We don't promise profits. What we promise is simplified and practical education that can help you to take your first trade in the stock market confidently. To begin your stock market journey, use this coupon code, and yes, it's a limited period offer, so enroll now. Now, first things first, we have to understand the difference between e-gold or digital gold versus gold ETFs. Okay. Now, when I'm talking about e-gold or digital gold, you can buy this from different fintech platforms. Just to give you a few examples, it could be something like, let's say you're buying digital gold through Google Pay or through Phone Pay or maybe through Paytm, or it could be any other similar app. Okay, these days a lot of jewelers are also coming up with their own versions of digital gold or e-gold. Okay, this is one category. Second type, when we are talking about gold ETFs, they are something which you can buy only through brokers which are registered with SEBI. So assume that you are buying gold through Zerodha, you are buying gold through Upstocks or any other registered broker, then what you would be buying would be something like gold ETFs or also called as gold bees, and you would not be buying digital gold or e-gold. So I hope the basic difference between these two is clear. Okay, now why we are talking about digital gold, are really a lot of people really buying digital gold or not? So for that we just tried to find out this number using various sources, and something pretty shocking came up. Number of investors around 2020 to 2022 were around 5 to 6 million investors in e-gold, digital gold. Okay, and this number has gone beyond 50 million in the year 2025. So we can see a massive jump in the number of investors in digital gold. Number two, if I'm talking about annual digital gold volumes, that has also gone from around 4 to 5 tons of gold to almost 25 tons of gold. So, I mean, you look at the number of investor accounts, it has become almost 10x. If you are talking about digital gold volume, this has gone like 5x plus. And if that be so, we have to understand what were the reasons behind digital gold rising so fast. Now, the primary boom that happened in digital gold was essentially during lockdown. When people were not able to visit the jeweler, buy physical gold from them, then what was the option? Anyways, everyone had time to be online during that time. At that time, e-gold got introduced where it was very easy to buy digital gold. Okay, so it was ease of access, it was inability to go out and buy physical gold. Number three, Indians and gold, the love is absolutely very much there. So anyways, whether you buy it online or offline doesn't make a lot of difference for us, right? Then, as I mentioned, it was mainly about convenience. Now, everyone was using apps like Google Pay or Phone Pay or whatever, right? I'm just giving you examples for the namesake. So, it was so easy. We were already using those apps. Now, just buying e-gold through those apps was so easy, was so convenient. And the best part was that you were allowed, and you are still allowed to invest with as low as whatever 1 rupee, 10 rupee, as low as that, right? So, even it was about the flexibility in the amount which you were investing in gold, plus gold prices were rising. So all these, plus one more important point wherein you could buy or sell gold 24 by 7, because if I'm talking about gold ETFs, you can buy it or sell it only during market hours. If I'm talking about digital gold, e-gold, you can buy it 24 by 7 or sell it 24 by 7. So all these things gave rise to e-gold or digital gold. But when such things happen, someone is going to have a check on that, and who is that going to be? SEBI. SEBI came up with a circular on 8th of November 2025. But what was it exactly regarding? And for that, have a look at this. The title says Caution to Public Regarding Dealing in Digital Gold. Now, you know the difference. This is not about gold ETFs, it's about gold that you are buying through different apps. I'm going to read this for you. It's just a one pager, extremely important points coming up in this. SEBI has enabled investment in gold and gold related instruments through various SEBI regulated gold products. These are exchange traded commodity derivative contracts. So it could be something like you're trading in gold via MCX, that could be a commodity derivative contract, or it could be gold ETFs. The point that I told you, it could be gold Bs, which are offered by mutual funds, and electronic gold receipts or EGRs. These are not really famous, to be honest, which are tradable on the stock exchange. So only three products which are regulated. Which three? One, I talked about the commodity derivatives contract, but the ones that you can trade through MCX pretty easily. Second one could be gold ETFs, or third could be gold electronic gold receipts, as I told, not very famous. Investments in these SEBI regulated gold products can be made through SEBI registered intermediaries. Who could be SEBI registered intermediaries? No one but the brokers that I told you, right? And are governed by the regulatory framework prescribed by SEBI. Okay, simple till here. Now it has come to the notice of SEBI that some digital or online platforms, examples I gave you some time ago, these are not the only platforms which are offering digital gold. There are many more platforms which are offering digital gold, e-gold products. Now, digital gold is being marketed as an alternative for investment in physical gold. That is what SEBI is telling. This is being marketed as what? As an alternative to investment in physical gold. Now, in this context, it is informed that such digital gold products are different from SEBI regulated gold products, as they are neither notified as securities nor regulated as commodity derivatives. So basically, they are not under the purview of SEBI. They operate entirely outside the purview of SEBI. I think this is extremely important. Any gold that you are buying, like digital gold, e-gold, that is outside the purview of SEBI. Okay, such digital gold products may entail significant risks. Risks for whom? For the investors, and may expose investors to counterparty and operational risk. I'm going to give you the examples of counterparty operational risks in the coming section, but towards the end, SEBI says investors or participants are made aware that none of the investor protection mechanisms under security market purview shall be available for investments in such digital gold or e-gold products. So just to sum up, does this circular mention that digital gold or e-gold is a fraud? Answer is no, not at all. But does this circular very clearly tell us that digital gold or e-gold is outside the purview of the regulator SEBI? Answer is absolutely yes. Okay. Now, after knowing this, there are some people, I have talked to a lot of people about digital gold, and I just try to understand what else attracts them to digital gold. I got to know that there are very less charges or no charges is what some people said. Some people said the best part is that you can take a physical delivery of gold in the form of gold coins or gold bars. But is that actually really possible? Yes, it is possible. But I'll be honest, I had never ever bought digital gold till date for a simple reason, because it's not regulated by SEBI, right? I would rather, I mean, I have bought a lot of gold ETF. I have investments in SGBs as well, but not bought digital gold. But I always like to test products before I speak about them. So today I thought, why not buy digital gold worth at least 100 rupees? Okay. So again, this is not about any specific app through which I'm going to buy it. It's just about understanding the process. So I've gone on this app, and this very clearly says that, okay, the price is 13.03 per milligram. Okay. It also talks about the purity. It's 99.99% pure gold. Okay. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to put 100 rupees, and it says that what is the price excluding GST and what is the price with GST. 3% GST. That is the charge which is applicable. So one charge we got to know, 3% GST, right? Now, if I'm okay with this, I'll say, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I press buy. I'll input my PIN. And once I do that, let us see what happens. Okay, ta-da! It says that, okay, it has bought gold for me. And if I want to just understand a little bit more on that, specifically tells me at what price have I bought it. It tells me that gold payment purchase has been processed, and once it gets deposited in the in the gold locker, it will again give me a tick, and then if I want to go ahead with any other transaction, it will allow me to do so. But then I thought, let me at least try and sell it right away, or let me see if I want to take a delivery, what happens. First, let's try and check the point for selling it. Okay, now if I were to sell, let me hit sell, and see what happens. Now here if you see, the selling price has already gone down to 12.26 per mg within no time. Correct? Now, so this is almost a 3% difference between the buying and selling price. Point to be noted. Many people feel, are buying price, selling price will be the same. No, this is not the case. But then how much is the difference between buying price and selling price in case of ETFs? We'll talk about that later. In digital gold, in e-gold, this is almost 3%. Okay. Okay, I've understood about this. Now, if I were to sell gold, I would just click on sell gold and it says, tada, okay, sold. Fantastic. Okay, fair enough. So one point I understood here, that there is a gap between buying and selling price almost to the tune of 3%. Now, if I were to take a physical delivery, of course, I don't have it, but let me just click on physical delivery. Okay, on delivery basically. Now, what does it ask for? It is asking me for my PIN. Okay, let me put in my PIN code and just say next, and yes, it's available. But oh, it says 1 gram out of stock, 2 gram out of stock. So assume that I wanted the physical delivery, but 1 or 2 grams is out of stock. Okay, no problem. 5 gram, 10 gram is in stock. But wait, now comes the important point. If I were to take a physical delivery, it says delivery plus making charges 1025 rupees for a 5 grams gold bar. So I hope you have understood in this whole process of digital gold, we did talk about important charges like what? We did talk about GST, we did talk about the parity between buying price, selling price, we did talk about delivery charges, and we did talk about making charges. But then as a final point, we need to understand the difference between ETFs and e-gold. And what is that? Well, by now you know one difference for sure. Digital gold is not regulated by SEBI and gold ETFs are regulated by SEBI. But apart from that, let's focus on important points. Holding medium. Where do you hold the digital gold? It will be held in a platform wallet. So let's take an example. Assume you buy digital gold from ABC platform, okay? And whatever digital gold you buy will be held not in your demat account, but it will be held in the wallet of that ABC account. Now, as an example, if that wallet shuts down operations, what about your digital gold? Can you complain to SEBI? Answer is no. Will that be a tough time for you recovering your money? Answer is absolutely yes. Please keep such points in your mind, okay? Again, let me repeat, I'm not saying that all wallets are bad, not at all, but I'm just helping you understand what could be the worst case scenario, okay? You should know all the points and then you should take an informed decision, okay? What about gold ETFs? Where do you hold the gold that you, or hold the units that you buy, the gold ETF units? They will be in your demat account. Is that a safe one? Yes. Regulated by SEBI? Yes. What is the spread? The spread is nothing but a buying and selling difference, if you remember. It could be between 2 to 3%, and that's what exactly we checked. But for gold ETFs, it's somewhere around 0.5% or could be even shade lower than 0.5%. So again, gold ETFs is better in this case. What about storage or insurance? Because of course, whenever you buy e-gold, somewhere physical gold will be present. Okay, in that case, what about these charges? They'll be built into the price. Okay, whenever you're buying or selling gold, that storage insurance cost will be built into the price. If I'm talking about gold ETFs, it will be included in fund expenses. And I'm sure what do we mean by fund expenses? Everyone is aware about the term expense ratio. Okay, so all these costs will be a part of your expense ratio. What about the GST? Or expense ratio for that case? For digital gold, expense ratio is nil, but as we saw right now, 3% is GST charges, right? And if I'm talking about gold ETFs, the expense ratio could be generally around 0.5%, but for a safer side, higher end, I'm saying maybe up to 1%. But typically, whatever gold ETFs I have seen, typically 0.5, 0.6% ke aspas it is there, right? Brokerage for digital gold, none. For gold ETFs, it could be 0.1% to 0.5% per trade. Liquidity impact, very important. It will be sold only via the same platform. So the point that I'm telling you, if you buy via ABC platform or ABC app, you'll be able to sell only through ABC app. Now, if I'm talking about gold ETFs, it is available. You can trade it on the exchange. So good point, you can trade it whenever you want to. But if you remember, one favorable point for gold ETF is you can trade 24/7, but for gold ETF only during market hours. And what about the tracking error? If you see, none, it's actual gold. But if I'm talking about gold ETFs, it could be minor, very slight lag could be possible. But just to wrap up this whole discussion, I just tried to do some math also, and I did talk with few experts in this field, and almost all of them were of the same opinion that gold ETF is a shade cheaper if I were to compare it with digital gold or e-gold. But of course, as I'm saying, this is not a direct recommendation or advice that you should do this. The whole intent of this video was that you should understand the meaning, the pros, cons, and then whenever you are taking a decision, it should be an informed decision. I hope you found a lot of value in today's video. If you did, please don't forget to smash the like button. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye. You might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachanaranade.com and rachanaranade.in.